In our last video, we got our very nice looking form attached to our site, but it doesn't actually do anything. In this video, we're going to wire that up to the back end. To get our form working, though, actually requires some changes first to the HTML of the form itself. By default, the clean blog template expects us to be using their JavaScript file to do the form handling for us. We're not going to do that. We're going to use a HTTP method, and we're going to do it with Python. So to our form, we're going to supply method equals post. Remember that we've looked at HTTP methods before. The get method is used for retrieving data from the server, and the post method is used for sending data to the server. What we also need to do is give each of our inputs a name. We're just going to wrap the lines here to make it a bit easier to see. So first of all, I have my name input, and I'm going to give that name equals name. Then in our email input, I'm going to give that name equals email. The reason we're doing this is that this is how Python will refer to the different fields in our form. So we need to give them all names. Name equals phone for our phone number, and name equals message in our message text area. Now that all that's done, we can refresh our form, try fill it out again, and see what happens. So I'm just going to use the auto prompts here to fill this information in, and I'm going to put in just test message here. Click on send, and now we get a method not allowed. And if I just pull down the top so you can see the top of the tab here, we can see that it's a 405 method not allowed error. So this is an error from our server. The reason is that by default, all of Flask's views will handle a GET request. But when we need to start handling anything outside of that, such as a post, or the other methods, delete or put, then we need to explicitly state that our root can accept that. So we'll go down to our contact root here, and we're going to put in another argument, so a comma after /contact, and then methods equals, and this is an array, and I'm going to say that the methods that we're allowed are get and post. Okay, so now that's done, let's go back again to our contact form and try filling it out again and send, see what happens. Well, now we don't get the error, but again, we also don't get anything back. So how do we know that this actually worked? Well, one of the ways is by having a look at the debugger here. So if I pull that up, we can see there my previous request of posting our contact form resulted in a 405 error, which was that the method was not allowed. This time when we did it, though, we got a 200 response code. And as we remember before, the 200 response code means that's okay, everything worked. So now then, we can actually do something with that. The first thing we need to do is import the request library from Flask. And request is going to handle things like finding out what method we used, and also it will contain our form object when we've posted it. So now we'll just put in an if statement here, and we're going to use the method of the request object. So if request.method equals post, then we're just going to print in the debugger window, hello, is there anybody there? So now that's done. Let's save that and try submitting our form again. So we'll go back to our contact form. Again, I'm going to use the autofill for name, email address, phone number, simple the word message, and send. Again, our form is empty now, but when we go back, we can actually see that the message, hello, is there anybody there, has been printed out in the debugger because we were using the request method of post. The request object has a lot more things attached to it as well. When we submit a form, it actually has the form object attached. So remember that we gave each of our fields names. Let's see what happens if we print out request.form. So again, we'll save that. Go back to our contact form and autofill information yet again. And this time my message will be, here is my message to you. Click on send. And now, in our immediate window, you can see we have this thing called an immutable multi-dictionary. But there it is. We have the data that came through from our form. Our phone number, message, name, and email address. And a status code of 200, so it worked okay. Now, because this is a dictionary, we can actually use the standard Python methods of accessing the keys for that dictionary. So if I do print request form and then name in square brackets, let's see what happens. We'll go back to the form again. And for one last time, we'll do the autofill information. And another message, send. And when we check our immediate window again, now we can see that my name, Matt Rudge, has printed out because we've accessed that key and it's printed out the value. For now, I'm just going to leave it at request.form. So that's how we can access a form's data from the back end of our site. As we said, we're not going to be sending emails in this video, but in our next video, we'll have a look at how to provide feedback to the user.